Madeline, it is 11 a.m. We hit an appointment at 11 a.m. Let's rock and roll.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Excuse me, what did you just say? With KW Maps coach Kara Moll. Please note this meeting is being recorded and will be available within 24 hours on the Maps Fast Track YouTube channel. You may access the YouTube channel from your Zoom confirmation email, and we will share the link in the chat momentarily. Currently, everyone is on mute. We do value group participation, so we ask that if you have questions, please type them into the chat box. Your questions will be addressed by your coach throughout your webinar. Following the meeting, if you have questions about today's call or coaching programs, please email us at fasttrack@kw.com. That's all for me. Kara, take it away.
Thank you, everybody. Let's give Madeline a quick little round of applause. Yay. Thank you, Madeline. We appreciate you and our entire MAP staff for all you do for us. Welcome, everyone, to, excuse me, what did you just say? As I was preparing to meet with you all today, I was looking at all the different educational opportunities that you have available to you right now. I mean, there's information coming at you from every direction. And, let's be honest too, sales pitches trying to get you to buy the next shiny object, the next lead generation super tool, or the instant system to get you more business. It wasn't long ago that I was watching Gary Keller on stage at another event, and I really believe it was a mega camp. And I remember exactly where I was sitting. I was in the fourth row, just off to the left, and I was looking up at him in the screen and him in the screen and him in the screen, where if you've ever been at those events, even if he's right in front of you, like he's larger than life on the screen. So you watch him on the screen. He was interviewing an agent, as he does, and the agent was humbly speaking about their success. Gary had asked a question. What did you do differently? That was the catalyst to the success. I mean, what was your magic pill? Or something along those lines. And the agent answered, well, I got back to the basics. Of course, as only Gary can, he retorted, well, who gave you permission to get away from the basics? And of course, the majority of the audience chuckled. Why do you think that is? Right. Because most of us gradually flowed away from the basics. You've probably heard the statistic that a rocket ship on its way to the moon is off course 97% of the time. I mean, and you've got some of the most brilliant minds, scientific minds in the world from NASA keeping things on track, and it's still off course most of the time. Probably thinking, what does that say about me as a real estate agent, right? That means every minute it's only on course 18 of every 60 seconds. And I don't know about you, but man, that sounds like a lot of work to stay on course, doesn't it? In MAPS, we talk about the 3 foundational classes. Obviously, Bold is one of them. Many of you have taken Bold. If not, I encourage you. It's going to be launching in October in 120 locations. Take it. If you've taken it before, take it again. You'll know why by the end of this call. Career Visioning is the second. And the third class that completes that trifecta is Language of Sales. You see it up there. I've got it up there. Language of Sales. Gary Keller says that taking these classes is like going to school and advancing a grade level every single time. So before we go any further, let's take a moment and congratulate each other for carving out time from each of your days to focus on the most basic of all the basics: communication. Look to your right. Nope. Do this. Look right into the camera screen, and hopefully you can see your face. It's on there. It's on there somewhere. And I'm going to count us down. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1 now. And when you hear now, yell, great job at yourself. Okay. So 3, 2, 1 now. Great job. Excellent. I mean, you're here. You could be anywhere, and you're choosing to be here working on yourself. And that that is definitely worth a thumbs up, kudos. So let's go ahead and I'll tell you a little bit about me. My name is Kara Moll. I've been a performance coach, formerly known as Transformational, with MAPS coaching for over 8 years. I'm a master practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming, and I'm an IPEC certified leadership coach. I'm certified in emotional intelligence. I've had the honor and privilege of teaching MAPS language of sales, well, for a long time now, 5 years, many sessions as a bold coach, and I'm a head coach, which means I actually coach other coaches within our ecosystem. Language of sales and the programs, the concepts that we're going to talk about here today, this was actually the very first MAPS class I took when I joined way back when in 2008. I'm 100% honest with you when I say I use these techniques every day. I'm not perfect at them. I keep working at them. Why? Because I know that communication is the most important thing to any relationship. So in our short time today, we're actually going to focus on one language pattern. I'm going to give you something that we're going to work on, we're going to do that you can use outside of here. And it's called direct cause and effect. Direct cause and effect. Oh, fancy stuff. This refers to the belief, direct cause and effect refers to the belief that the world operates on the concept of cause and effect. In other words, one thing causes the other thing to happen or result. Cause, effect. Now, based on that assumption, it's common to carry that thought process through our language structure. Because after all, most of our language is habitual. And if you believe that something causes something else, well, that is just an ingrained belief in you, and it's going to show up in our habitual language patterns. We use the same words and the same word patterns over and over and over. And what we talk about in language of sales is if you're looking to strengthen your communication skills through the use of language, well, it might be beneficial to imply that one thing it causes or is caused by another. So think about that for a second. One thing causes the other. So let's pause for a moment, because I think I absolutely want you to hear what I'm going to say next and make it very clear. And I'm glad we're recording in this case. Using elevated language skills is not manipulation, because the definition of manipulation is exerting shrewd or devious influence, especially for one's own advantage. What we're doing here, what I'm doing here is teaching you a technique that strengthens your communication skills. It's what you're already doing, and it's going to help the other person in the conversation actually achieve their goal. And when they achieve their goals, you achieve what? Your goals, right? So back to direct cause and effect, and the belief that one thing causes another to happen or result. What's interesting is the belief holds true even when there's not well-formed logical or demonstrable sensory-based evidence. So when there's no evidence, it still works. There doesn't have to be a causal connection, and it still works. In language, when you form a causal relationship between two things, what we're talking about, cause and effect, and it sounds true, your listener's rarely going to challenge it, especially if it's in alignment with something they want. Is everyone following so far? Give me a yes in the box if you're tracking so far. That would be the chat box. You guys all know how that works. Yes. Got it. You guys are awesome. So this language pattern is actually really straightforward and simple to learn when you keep the following in mind. Here it is. X causes Y. X is the cause. Y is the effect. And Jillian, you're exactly right. There doesn't actually have to be a connection. And that's the key to this. There doesn't actually have to be one. It has to appear that there's one. So we'll get into that in a second. So again, if we look at this, it's based on the belief that the world operates on cause and effect. X causes Y, X is the cause, Y is the effect. Mathematical equation, X equals Y. So when you're doing a direct cause and effect sentence, here's what's important to remember. You're going to use X to create something you can mutually agree on, right? The cause is going to be something that you mutually agree on. And the Y is going to be the future we want, the outcome we want, what we want the listener to believe or experience as the result of what we're saying in the conversation. So again, you might want to take a moment and write that down. X, you use X to create something that you can mutually agree on, and Y is the outcome, the future outcome that we want the listener to have or experience. So you can see the bottom line is that when you use X to create the outcome, Y will happen. Now, let's take a look at some of the keywords that play into this. Oh, there we go. X causes Y. In a little while, we're going to have a little workshop and you're going to be asked to do some work on this. And I'm going to put this box back up. If you want to take a screenshot of it, if you want to grab this little baby right here, one of these, and take a picture, whatever's easiest for you. This is your direct cause and effect, what we're going to call keywords. You could see that any one of these words, if you put X causes Y, X creates Y, X allows Y, X generates Y, X contributes to Y. So look at that list, take a moment and read it through. Remember a few moments ago, I talked about habitual language. I'm going to take a wild guess here that you have some habitual language and that you already might use some cause and effect, and you're really not purposeful with it. And that's part of what we teach in language of sales is how to use your communication to be more purposeful, right? Not just habitual. Look at this list and go ahead in the box, identify one or two of your habitual language words and just go ahead and put them in the box. I know it's a long list. So Tracy uses proves, Ben uses helps, generates. Erica's got helps, Kristen's got generates, or Kirsten, excuse me. Heidi helps generate shows, Jeffrey generates, Kyle gives. Exactly. I tend to use means or leads to or will result in, or those are contributes to. Those are ones that are my habitual, and they can change. Your habitual vocabulary is your habitual vocabulary. So let's take we were looking at the words that work. So let's look at some examples now. Let's dive into some examples of how this works. So here's one. Listing with me causes your home to sell. So what's the X? Go ahead and put it in the box. What's the X? Ben's got it right. Listing with me, exactly. Big hint, anything before the blue word is the X. Anything after, the Y. So listing with me causes someone's home to sell, okay? So here's another one. Pricing the property correctly for the market leads to more offers. Now, that may or may not be true, right? As our market shifts, if we price a home correctly, what's correctly? In a shifting down market, it still may be too high. And yet, powerful sentence, right? Pricing the property correctly for the market leads to more offers. We hope that's what's going to happen. Here's another one. Writing this offer illustrates your understanding of the market. So we're implying that when they write the offer, they have an understanding of the market. They understand the market. And when you make someone feel good like that, that's what I would call a feel good sentence, right? Man, when you writing this offer illustrates, Ben, I'm going to use you because I can see you. Writing this offer illustrates, Ben, your understanding of the market. You're so smart. Let's do the right thing and write the offer. Do you see how that direct cause and effect made him feel better and just leaned into, okay, maybe we should. Okay. And then here's one more. Well, the fact that you're here today learning allows your business to naturally grow to a higher level, yielding you results. Now, let's be serious. Does the fact that you're here today learning, does it guarantee? No, that your business is going to grow? Does it allow your business to grow? Maybe, if you do what? If you actually go back and use the techniques that we're teaching you today. But what if I say, the fact that you're here today learning allows your business to grow to a higher level? You don't fight it in your brain. You go, oh yeah, okay, she's right. So what direct cause and effect does, it makes it seem like it's true. And because I believe the statement, I believe that because you're here learning today, you have everything you need to allow your business to grow. You just have to go back and do the work. And you receive it as truth because I believe it's so. So let's take a look at another one. Just me calling you today makes you realize that we should set an appointment to get your house sold. I mean, think of how strong that is. You're doing follow-up. Someone says, well, I'm not really sure. You know what? Just the fact that I called you today makes you realize that we should set an appointment to get your home sold. And then you would use a closing statement. Or how about this? Us being together today demonstrates that you're feeling serious about hiring the right agent. So let's sign the contract now and put me to work for you. That would be great to use on a listing appointment, right? Or on a buyer consultation. Just us being here together today demonstrates that you're feeling serious about hiring the right agent to represent you in your purchase. So let's sign the contract now and let me go to work for you. So these are all different examples of cause and effect. Here's our words. And now we're gonna do a little work. Now, I did see one or two of you driving. Go back and watch the recording. Please don't do the exercise while you're driving. For insurance purposes, I have to say, please don't drive and write down anything I say. Okay. So the rest of you, you probably have a pen and paper in front of you. It's practice time. So we're going to work on sentence structure. And we're going to create some sentences. Now, if you want to write the sentence down in front of you on paper and then type it in the box, I'm going to give you enough time to do that. And remember the situation you're dealing with. I'm going to give you the context, the situation, and then you're going to create the cause, use one of our direct cause and effect words, and then you're going to outline the effect that you want it to have. Okay. So the very first one, the outcome is for the person, the listener, where the other person in the conversation is always the listener, is to hire you, The outcome we're looking for is to hire you. So that's the end result. So you create the cause, use the word. I like to call it a bridge word. Use the bridge word. And then the effect is that they hire you. So go ahead and write one down. And then maybe what we'll do is, instead of just using the box, if you feel comfortable and confident in your sentence, we'll have you raise your hand and you can come on and share. We'll take one or two of those. All right. So as you wrap up your sentence, if you have one you'd like to share, and I'm presuming that everybody here is here today to learn, right? Nobody was born with this incredible talent of automatically having direct cause and effect perfect. It takes practice. So know that if you're willing to share, you can actually learn and help everybody else on the call learn. So who will share? Go ahead and use the hand raise feature. Susie, thank you so much. Do we get to see your face, Susie?
Oh. Hey there.
Hi. Hi, love your background. So give us the outcome is, well, Susie, first of all, too, just for referrals, where are you from?
Charlotte, North Carolina area and Lake Norman.
There you go. Okay. So if you have any referrals for Susie, send them that way. Send them that way. What is your sentence for the listener to hire you?
Signing this contract now will allow us to get started and hire me.
Very good. Very good. Let's give Susie a high five. Everybody give Susie a high five. All right. Fantastic. Great job. And there was someone else that had their hand raised that just took it down. Who was that? Was that Lucy? Was that you that had your hand raised?
Yes, I did, because I had the same exact sentence.
You did not have the same exact sentence.
Pretty
Well, then
much.
stop copying off of Susie, or Susie quit copying off of Lucy. Are you in Lucy? Are you in Charlotte too?
No, I'm in Houston, Texas.
Oh my gosh, you guys, that's really good. You even were able to do that far away. Appreciate you being here today. Sandy, raise your hand. Go ahead. What's your sentence for the outcome of the listener to hire you?
Mine is very similar, but I said that doing the paperwork now will allow us to get the process started. Rather than just say, then hire me, just to get the process started.
Will allow us to get the process started. So nice job. Another high five. Great. So keep that in mind. If you want the listener to hire you, you know what? The fact that I'm here with you today illustrates that I'm the right agent to sell your house. I didn't actually have to say the words hire me, but what did I just plant? If I say to you, hey, Sandy, you know what? Just the fact that I'm here meeting with you today illustrates I'm the right agent to sell your house. How much do you believe that sentence? You're not going to give pushback on it. So great job, ladies. So let's do another one. Let's do, this is one that's really coming into play these days. And if it's not where you are, it's going to reduce the price. So you're talking to a seller and we need them to reduce their price. That's the outcome we want. So let's do one more example. Go ahead and take a moment, write your sentence. And the outcome is reduce your price. So our outcome is reduce the price. It'll be about another 10 seconds or so. We already have a volunteer. I love it. Heidi. So we'll give it a moment. All right. Our outcome is we want the listener to reduce their price. So Heidi, give us what you got.
If we want to generate more showings on your property, we're going to need to reduce the price.
Okay. Where was your direct cause and effect word?
Generate or lower the price. No, I'm confused.
That's the outcome. So read your sentence again.
If we want to generate more showings.
Okay, stop right there.
So generate.
Wait, stop. Because we want that, well, we're talking about generating showings, not generating the effect, right?
Oh,
so
gotcha.
Look at this. So Heidi, because we haven't had any showings and we need to generate more showings, it proves that we need to reduce the price.
Got it.
Or it illustrates that we need to reduce the price. So remember, it's just what's the cause, what's the effect? And you might be helpful too on these guys. Work them backwards. So Lucy, go ahead. Thanks, Heidi.
So yeah, I had the same thing. The fact that we did not have any showing in the last 10 days shows us that we need to reduce the price.
So shows us that we need to reduce the price. Very good. Thank you. We'll go one more. Teresa.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm Teresa. I'm driving right now, so I haven't written anything down. But I feel like I could say to them, the number of days on the market illustrates that we need to do a price change.
Perfect. And you're driving. Okay, keep driving. Focus on the road and great job. So let's give all three of our volunteers a clap. And we're going to go ahead and thank you. I was going to say we're going to mute you again, Teresa, because driving noise is driving noise. So great job. So think about that. Rising inventory and no offers. Well, it proves that we need to reposition our asking price, right? So you guys are getting the hang of it. And I want to congratulate you. And remember, when you enroll in MAP's language of sales, your success as an agent is guaranteed. Now, come on. Is that true? Well, here's the thing. You get to decide. You can take a chance and enroll, or you can keep using your habitual language. Either way, it's just fine. What I do know is that if you keep using your current level of language skills, you're going to keep getting the same results that you've been getting. And how many of you are feeling a shift in the market right now? How many, how about in the way you conduct business, right? We're actually having to negotiate contracts. It's not all about putting things in a spreadsheet. It's, buyers want stuff, sellers want stuff. We need price reductions. There may never be another time in your career. I mean, think about that. When your level of skills may be the determining factor in controlling your destiny. And what I mean by that is if we know that our number of appointments is going down, the number of listings is going down because of the economic factors, rising interest rates, everything else, because of all that, well, then every appointment is even more important than the one before, isn't it? And instinctively, you're already beginning to understand the need to take advantage of the opportunity to increase your sales through the use of your language. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here today. If you want to begin to master your language skills, because you definitely recognize that how you communicate is going to be a key component, not only in surviving the new market, but thriving in it, well, then you need to enroll now and join me for the next MAPS language of sales. And I'll tell you a little bit about that. And I think Ben already gave a little preview in the box. I want to personally invite all of you to join me in our next session of MAPS Language of Sales. It kicks off on Thursday, September 8th. At the same time we had this promo today, it's 12 Eastern, 11 Central, 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific. Our sessions are recorded. So if you're like, oh man, I'm going to miss the first one, you're going to get the recording within 24 hours. The class is eight 1-hour live sessions. They're recorded. You have the recordings for an additional 8 weeks afterwards. So you literally have the course for another 8 weeks afterwards. So if you miss a class, you can still participate. You can review the sessions over and over for that 60 days. We have a private Facebook group. And let me tell you, we have a lot of fun in our private Facebook group. We laugh, we share our successes, we come up with partners to practice speaking. And we get a good chuckle at some of the funny stories, the language stories when we mess up, because we all mess up, this one included. So, and we share referrals. So the investment in yourself of $299. However, you see that on the screen, it's not $299. When you use the promo code WEB15 for being here today, it actually brings it down to about a little over $250. I think it's about $255. Here's what I want you to hear about that. 8 weeks of training, $250, that's less than $1 a day. Are you willing to invest $1 a day in you, in the person that you look at in the mirror every day? Because I'm pretty sure nobody got into real estate going, I can't wait to fail. And yet Gary Keller has told us, National Association of Realtors has told us, we're going to lose anywhere between 400 and 600,000 agents in the next year to 18 months. Don't be one of them. Enroll in language of sales. Let's start to work on your language skills, communication skills, And let me be honest with you. The most touching stories I get are from people that say, I use this technique with my spouse and our relationship is better. I use the technique we learned today with my child, my autistic child. And it made me cry because for the first time we connected. Communication, as I said in the beginning, it's a foundational piece. It's a fundamental. I hope that I get to see you on September 8th. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me, Kara, K-A-R-A, at Moll, KARAMOLL.com, or you can go to mapslanguageofsales.com and register now. Thank you so much for being here today. It's been a privilege. And like most of the agents who took the Language of Sales course, I look forward to hearing about your stories of success. Thanks, everyone. Have a powerful day.